She was a pioneering pilot, the first person to fly solo from Hawaii to the mainland U.S.
Imagine a fearless woman soaring through the skies, breaking barriers, and chasing dreams that seemed impossible. Amelia Earhart wasn't just a pilot, she was a global icon, a trailblazer who redefined what women could achieve. But in 1937, at the peak of her fame, she vanished without a trace over the Pacific Ocean, sparking one of aviation's greatest mysteries. For 87 years, the world wondered, what happened to Amelia Earhart and her navigator, Fred Noonan? Countless theories, endless searches, and no answers until now. In 2024, a stunning discovery changed everything. Buckle up, because we're diving into the captivating tale of Amelia Earhart's final flight, her incredible legacy, and the breakthrough that might finally solve this nearly century-old enigma. Amelia Mary Earhart was born on July 24, 1897, in Atchison, Kansas, in her grandfather's grand home. From the start, she was no ordinary child. Raised by a mother who rejected traditional gender norms, Amelia grew up climbing trees, hunting, and even building a makeshift roller coaster with her uncle. Her adventurous spirit was unstoppable. At 10, she saw her first airplane at the Iowa State Fair, but the rickety flivver didn't impress her. She preferred the merry-go-round. Little did she know, aviation would soon become her life's passion. Amelia's childhood wasn't always easy. Her father, Edwin, struggled with alcoholism, leading to financial woes and family upheaval. By 1914, her grandmother's death and the auction of their family home marked the end of her carefree youth. Yet, Amelia's resilience shone through. She graduated high school in 1916, excelling in science, and began collecting newspaper clippings about women succeeding in male-dominated fields, fueling her ambitions. During World War I, Amelia's life took a pivotal turn. While visiting her sister in Toronto in 1917, she encountered wounded soldiers, igniting a sense of purpose. She trained as a nurse's aide with the Red Cross, working at Spadina Military Hospital. There, stories from military aviators sparked her fascination with flight. But the Spanish flu pandemic of 1918 hit her hard. Amelia contracted pneumonia and sinusitis, enduring a year-long recovery marked by chronic sinus issues that would later challenge her flying. Yet, her spirit remained unbroken. She read poetry, learned the banjo, and studied mechanics, laying the groundwork for her future. By 1920, Amelia's passion for aviation ignited. At an air show in Toronto, a World War I ace of his plane toward her and a friend in a daring stunt. While others might have flinched, Amelia stood her ground, later saying the little red airplane spoke to her as it zoomed by. On December 28, 1920, at Dougherty Field in Long Beach, California, she took her first flight with pilot Frank Hawks. Just 10 minutes in the air, at 200 feet off the ground, she knew, I had to fly. Determined, she worked odd jobs, photographer, truck driver, stenographer, to save $1,000 for lessons. On January 3, 1921, she began training with Nita Snook, a pioneering female aviator at Kinnerfield. Despite her mother's doubts, Amelia embraced the challenge, even cutting her hair short to fit in with other female flyers. By mid-1921, Amelia bought a second-hand Kinner Airs Tour biplane, which she dubbed the Canary for its vibrant yellow color. She weathered teasing for her pristine leather flying coat, aging it with oil stains to prove her grit. On October 22, 1922, she soared to 14,000 feet, setting a world altitude record for women. By May 16, 1923, she became the 16th woman in the U.S. to earn a pilot's license from the Fédération Aéronautique Internationale. Amelia was no longer just a dreamer, she was a force in aviation ready to take on the world. In 1928, Amelia's life changed forever. Publisher George P. Putnam invited her to join a transatlantic flight as a passenger, a chance to make history. On June 17, 1928, she boarded the Fokker F-7B 3M, named Friendship, with pilot Wilmer Stultz and co-pilot Lou Gordon. Departing from Trepassey Harbor, Newfoundland, they faced mechanical issues and stormy weather but landed safely in Buryport, Wales, after 20 hours. As the first woman to cross the Atlantic by air, Amelia became an overnight sensation, though she humbly noted she was just baggage on the flight. The world, however, saw her as a hero. Her fame skyrocketed, but Amelia wasn't content. On May 20, 1932, she embarked on her most daring feat yet, a solo transatlantic flight. Taking off from Harbor Grace, Newfoundland, in her Lockheed Vega, she battled ice on her wings and mechanical issues but landed 15 hours later in a pasture in Culmore, Northern Ireland. She became the first woman and only the second person after Charles Lindbergh to fly solo nonstop across the Atlantic. This triumph shattered gender norms and cemented her as a global icon. She went on to set more records, the first person to fly solo from Honolulu to Oakland, and the first woman to fly nonstop from Los Angeles to Newark. Amelia wasn't just flying, she was rewriting history. By 1937, at age 39, Amelia set her sights on her most ambitious goal, circumnavigating the globe along the equator, a 29,000-mile journey no one had attempted. With navigator Fred Noonan, she took off from Miami on June 1, 1937, in a modified Lockheed Electra 10E, its passenger seats replaced with extra fuel tanks. Their journey was a global spectacle, with stops in South America, Africa, India, Thailand, and Indonesia. By early July, they reached La, Papua New Guinea, preparing for the toughest leg, a 2,500-mile flight to Howland Island, a tiny speck in the Pacific just 1.5 miles long. The U.S. Coast Guard cutter Itasca was stationed there to guide them via radio. On July 2, 1937, Amelia and Fred took off from La, aiming for Howland. But things went wrong. Radio contact with the Itasca was spotty, with Amelia's transmissions growing faint and frantic. At 7:42 a.m. she radioed, "We must be on you but cannot see you. Fuel is running low." Her final message at 8:43 a.m. was chilling. "We are on the line 157-337, running north and south." Then silence. Despite a massive search covering 250,000 square miles involving the USS Lexington and dozens of planes, no trace of Amelia, Fred, or their Electra was found. The official report concluded they ran out of fuel and crashed into the sea, but the lack of evidence fueled decades of speculation. Amelia's disappearance sparked a frenzy of theories. Some believed they crashed at sea, their plane sinking to the ocean floor. Others speculated they landed on a remote island and survived as castaways. One intriguing theory suggested Amelia was on a secret spying mission for the U.S. government. In April 1937, she reportedly met with advisors to President Franklin D. Roosevelt at March Army Airfield, possibly discussing surveillance of Japanese-held territories in the Pacific. Her eastward route from Miami brought her closer to the Japanese-controlled Marshall Islands, and her Electra was equipped with advanced radio gear, fueling rumors of espionage. Some even claimed she was captured by the Japanese, though no solid evidence supported this. Another theory emerged in the 1970s, when Joe Claus's book Amelia Earhart Lives claimed she survived, was repatriated by the Japanese, and lived as Irene Bolam in New Jersey. Bolam, who bore a striking resemblance to Amelia, had no public records before the 1940s, sparking suspicion. Despite her denials and legal action, the theory persisted, with some alleging a secret return orchestrated by U.S. authorities. Meanwhile, discoveries on Nikumaroro, formerly Gardner Island, in 1940, 13 bone fragments, a woman's 1930s shoe, plexiglass, and a cosmetic jar suggested Amelia and Fred might have survived as castaways. But the bones were lost, and the mystery deepened. For decades, searches for Amelia's plane came up empty, until January 2024, when Deep Sea Vision, led by former Air Force officer Tony Romeo, made headlines. Using a $9 million Huygens 6000 underwater drone, they scanned 5,200 square miles of ocean floor west of Howland Island. Guided by the dateline theory, which posited that Fred Noonan miscalculated their position by failing to adjust for crossing the international date line, they focused on a previously unsearched area. At 16,000 feet deep, their sonar captured an image of an object with dual tails and dimensions matching the Lockheed Electra. "You'd be hard-pressed to convince me this isn't Amelia's plane," Romeo said. The discovery aligned perfectly with the dateline theory, suggesting a navigational error placed them 100 miles west of Howland. Follow-up missions in late 2024 used high-resolution cameras to confirm the wreck's features: a 55-foot length, 38-foot wingspan, and engine mounts consistent with the Electra. Spectrographic analysis found aluminum alloys from 1930s aircraft, and a partial serial number matched Amelia's plane. The wreckage's condition suggested a controlled water landing, a testament to Amelia's skill. The Smithsonian and aviation experts hailed the find, though some artifacts remain on the ocean floor due to preservation challenges. While deep-sea visions pointed to a crash at sea, another team, led by Dr. Richard Pettigrew of the Archaeological Legacy Institute, explored Nikumaroro in 2025. This remote atoll, 400 miles southeast of Howland, had long been a focus of the castaway theory. Since the 1980s, the International Group for Historic Aircraft Recovery, TIRE, found tantalizing clues there: aluminum fragments, plexiglass, a woman's shoe, and a jar possibly containing Amelia's freckle cream. Pettigrew's 2025 expedition uncovered a metallic Terra object on Nikumaroro's shore, along with a partial fingerprint potentially matching Amelia's. Rather than conflicting, these findings complemented the ocean discovery. Experts now believe the Electra made a controlled water landing, with lighter parts like a wing or tail drifting to Nikumaroro via Pacific currents. The fuselage sank while artifacts washed ashore, explaining the island's clues. This unified theory suggests Amelia and Fred may have survived briefly as castaways before perishing, though their exact fate remains uncertain. The combination of ocean and island evidence is piecing together the puzzle like never before. What happened in those final hours? Based on the 2024 to 2025 findings, experts have reconstructed a plausible scenario. After their last transmission at 8:43 a.m., Amelia and Fred, misled by a dateline error, were 100 miles west of Howland, low on fuel. As an experienced pilot, Amelia likely prepared for a water landing, gliding the Electra onto the ocean's surface parallel to the swells. The wreckage's intact state suggests she succeeded, a remarkable feat under pressure. The plane may have floated briefly, allowing some items to be removed or drift away. Currents carried lighter debris to Nikumaroro, while the fuselage sank to 16,000 feet, where it rested until 2024. Did Amelia and Fred survive the landing? Some believe they used the plane as a temporary raft, possibly reaching Nikumaroro before succumbing to the island's harsh conditions. Coconut crabs, lack of water, and injuries could have been fatal. The absence of human remains leaves this question open, but the physical evidence finally tells us where the Electra ended up, closing a chapter that haunted aviation for decades. Amelia Earhart's disappearance isn't just a mystery, it's a cultural touchstone. Vanishing at 39, at the height of her fame, she became a symbol of courage, adventure, and defiance of gender norms. In the 1930s, as radio spread her story instantly, she embodied a world on the cusp of change, with World War II looming and women demanding equality. Her story evolved with each generation, a patriotic hero in the 1940s, a feminist icon in the 1970s, and an inspiration for dreamers today. Her rejection of traditional roles, her leather jacket, cropped hair, and fearless spirit made her a timeless figure. Amelia's legacy lives on through the Amelia Earhart Birthplace Museum in Atchison, Kansas, and the annual Amelia Earhart Festival hosted by the 99s, the women pilots organization she led. In 2012, Hillary Clinton honored her impact on U.S. Pacific ties, and in 2013, Flying Magazine ranked her the 9th hero of aviation. Her story reminds us of the human drive to push boundaries, even at great risk, and the enduring quest for answers in a world full of unknowns. But Amelia's influence goes far beyond statues, festivals, and rankings. Her daring spirit continues to inspire modern aviation breakthroughs and gender equality across industries. In fact, NASA has cited her as a pioneering influence on generations of female astronauts. The late Sally Ride, the first American woman in space, once described Amelia as the spark that ignited her own dreams of defying gravity. Even today, young pilots, men and women alike, walk into cockpits feeling a little braver because Amelia once dared to fly where no woman had gone before. Her name has also been immortalized in scholarships, flight schools, research grants, and even STEM initiatives encouraging girls to explore careers in science, engineering, and aeronautics. The Amelia Earhart Fellowship, established by Zonta International in 1938, continues to fund women pursuing PhDs in aerospace fields to this day, proving that her mission didn't end in 1937, it just took on a new altitude. Even in pop culture, Amelia remains a symbol of fearlessness. From portrayals by Amy Adams and Hilary Swank to tributes in music, children's books, and documentaries, her image continues to capture hearts across generations. Brands still use her likeness to evoke courage, freedom, and authenticity, values Amelia lived with every takeoff. And perhaps most hauntingly, the search for her final resting place has become one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in modern history. Whether it's new sonar scans off Howland Island, fragments found on Nikumaroro, or forensic re-examinations of recovered remains, the world still hasn't given up on finding her. Why? Because Amelia Earhart wasn't just a pilot. She was hope in human form, a reminder that somewhere out there, the impossible is waiting to be proven wrong. After 87 years, the discovery of Amelia Earhart's Lockheed Electra and artifacts on Nikumaroro has brought closure to one of history's greatest mysteries. The combined efforts of Deep Sea Vision, the Archaeological Legacy Institute, and countless researchers have woven together a story of human error, incredible skill, and tragic loss. Amelia's final flight wasn't just a record-breaking attempt. It was a testament to her unyielding spirit. The recovered artifacts, now preserved for study, will continue to reveal insights, ensuring her story inspires future generations. Amelia Earhart didn't just fly, she soared into legend, reminding us all to chase the impossible. If this deep dive into Amelia Earhart's life, her daring adventures, and the jaw-dropping discoveries of 2024 and 2025 captivated you, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more epic stories that unravel history's greatest mysteries. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe Amelia survived as a castaway on Nikumaroro? What's your favorite part of her fearless legacy? Maybe her record-breaking flights, her advocacy for women, or the enduring enigma of her fate? And don't miss the next video on your screen for another thrilling tale. Thanks for watching, and let's keep exploring the skies and the mysteries together.